the particular role of Larry Talbot was definitely one of his favorites, and as many of you may know, he played all of the horror characters. He played Son of Dracula, he played Frankenstein's monster, and he played the Mummy in several different roles as well. But it was the Wolfman that I think, he bonded with, and it meant so much to his career. It was his favorite character and role. I wanted to read a couple of quotes that what it meant to my grandfather, because that's a question I'm often asked. What did that role really mean to him? I mean, where was it in his career, and how did he feel about it? And I mean, I could tell you all night long, what it means to me as his grandson and watching him and meeting so many wonderful people. It's allowed me that opportunity, which I've really enjoyed. But I think probably best I'll put it in his words, what it really meant to him. And these were some quotes from a book he was working on called A Century of Cheneys. But this is a little bit of what he wrote about the Wolfman and really what it meant to him. Of all the characters I've been, I like Lawrence Talbot, the Wolfman, the best, because he belonged only to me. The others, such as Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, and I only followed. I didn't create. I seem to identify with the Wolfman. He never wanted to hurt anyone. During his period of sanity, in between full moons, he begged to be confined, chained, even killed, to avoid the horrible consequences of his curse. He was a classic product of misunderstanding, and I knew him well. So many people get identified for their particular roles, but, Jack Pierce doing the makeup, the guy was just amazing. I mean, simply amazing. He was around the time that my great-grandfather was doing makeup and films at Universal, so, they had an association, but certainly I think he carried that legacy on for Lon Chaney like nobody else could have, and created his own niche in the business. And it's kind of hard to capture some of the magic of these early Universal horror films, but I think in some cases it's been touched on, and I think with the creativity of not only my grandfather and what he brought to the role, but Jack Pierce and the director and all the other people in cast and crew and everybody that makes a film really come together. It's pretty amazing, but I think it's the influence that they've touched on with so many different people, because I see that when I go to shows occasionally and people call me or introduce, hey, well, that kind of sounds like, is it Dick Cheney, Lon Chaney, Ron, But when I say Lon Chaney, and they're not always sure of the name, but then if I say Phantom of the Opera, or Hunchback, or Wolfman, then, I mean, it's just like that. They're so iconic. But the influence they cast on so many, I think, continues. Obviously, with the second film, you're going to see American Werewolf in London. John is the director, and David and Rick Baker's amazing work. These guys have just carried that torch and flame and done amazing things with it. And you're looking at, certainly Rick, one of the greatest makeup artists there has been. And I say with his work, I've had a wonderful opportunity to meet him, and the influence that you see on so many wonderful artists, Mike Hill and others, is just pretty amazing. And I'm so proud to be a Chaney and what my family has done to contribute to the film industry. Thank you very much.